10 secrets you missed in the Lightyear official trailer. Lightyear, the brand new anticipated animated movie of Pixar that looks incredibly awesome. A movie that will immerse us in a world full of adventures, stories, and fun, right in the vast and uncharted space. Lightyear will be a very wonderful movie, mainly because of its very deep and constructed storyline that will show us the achievements of the main character that we all know as Buzz Lightyear. Lightyear will be a beautiful movie that will make us see space in a very different and very enjoyable way. It will make us learn a lot about it as Buzz Lightyear goes through his incredible adventures in the universe. A magical and visionary movie that will show us so many new and beautiful things that we will want to watch the second one instantly after this one. And just like in all the Pixar movies, it will make us have a lot of fun at the same time, and in the end, we will learn a lot of valuable lessons. Lightyear is so anticipated, mainly because it actually tells us the real life behind the legendary Buzz Lightyear. He's not just a typical astronaut toy like we all thought at the beginning. He represents a real astronaut who was so iconic that they made a toy with his name. We will see his backstory as he embarks on a journey to explore the outer space and go through the funniest and most iconic adventures ever. Lightyear will tell us the story of the origins, personality, and fate of Buzz Lightyear. We will now know the meaning behind many things Buzz Lightyear does and says in Toy Story. In the movie, we will get to see how Buzz Lightyear will go from being a test pilot who didn't know that much about space to being the legendary space ranger that got him a toy in his name. An amazing movie that will sure amaze us and leave us with a smile on our face. But there are many secrets that you guys didn't see in the Lightyear official trailer. Secrets that you missed because of how fast, dynamic, and fun the trailer is. So without further ado, let's get straight into the 10 secrets you missed in the Lightyear official trailer. Let's go, guys! One of the first things we see at the beginning of the trailer is a necklace with a barcode underneath his name and his blood type. Now, this is a very common object that astronauts have in real life, and looking at it for the first time, you wouldn't see what it really means or it really hides. You would just think that it's a random barcode, but this is a Pixar movie, guys. Remember, Pixar always leaves secrets and Easter eggs that you have to look at twice for you to really know what it really means. If you scan this barcode, it will give you this code right here, 251219995 Toy Story. This is actually the release date for the first Toy Story movie, December 25th of 1995. Toy Story was the first computer animated movie ever made and the movie that gave birth to what Pixar is today. It's also the movie where the Buzz Lightyear toy comes up, and that's why they give it a reference in Lightyear, because this is actually the real life of Buzz Lightyear. Basically giving a homage to the movie that helped Pixar get what they are today. But interestingly enough, if you scan the barcode upside down, it will give you another code. This is the address of Pixar Studios in California, 1200 of Park Avenue, Emeryville, zip code 94608. We've actually seen this famous code in a lot of Pixar movies up to date, putting the address as an Easter egg to their famous studio in California. After the scene where Buzz Lightyear enters the space station to prepare for the launch, we see a shot where someone injects some sort of liquid with a solid crystal into the spaceship to give it power to fly into space. Well, this is the liquid that Buzz Lightyear was speaking of when he told Woody if the people of Earth have yet to discover crystallic fusion. We first hear this liquid in Buzz Lightyear's Star of Command, where we learn that it's a form of energy not having been yet discovered by humans that's used to go through different galaxies at the speed of light. Also, in the animated series, we learn that this type of liquid can only be found in Bathyos, a planet that is home to the Bathyosian race, which was really important to the Galaxy Alliance because of its natural reserves of the same liquid, which made them able to travel in between the different galaxies with complete ease. And taking into account that the liquid of the Lightyear trailer has a blue crystallic object in it, it's more than clear that this is definitely crystallic fusion, which the real Lightyear uses to fly at high speeds in between the different galaxies, that's for sure. Following the scene of the crystallic fusion, we see a shot where Buzz Lightyear rocket ship is preparing for lunch. We know from the Buzz Lightyear series that the toy that Buzz Lightyear was obsessed with was rockets as a kid. He asked his nana to buy him a huge rocket that shot real flames, and the real Buzz Lightyear is also obsessed with them, but the real ones, not the toy ones. We also know from the movie's premise that he will start as a test pilot and eventually escalate to being the best in his field. But the rocket ship we see on the scene right here is not just a normal rocket ship, it's something else. If you remember, there was a scene in Toy Story where Buzz Lightyear showed Woody a toy rocket ship box that he was gonna use to fly with. Well, if we compare the two pictures and we see them, they are pretty similar to one another, aren't they? Well, this is because they are the same rocket ship. They are both blue and white, which as we know is the favorite color of Buzz Lightyear. The shape of the two rockets are pretty similar as well, and also, it wouldn't be the first time Pixar references something from another movie in a new one. That's why you have to watch a Pixar movie many times to see the little details. After all the preparations to launch the rocket ship, Buzz finally takes off and flies into space at the speed of light held by the crystallic fusion in his tank. And if we follow the Pixar cinematic universe, we can actually guess that the company who funded this entire operation is the one who controls the entire world in the cinematic universe, by and large. By and Large was initially an ice cream company that became very successful and went on to expand globally and dominate the markets of all the companies that operated in the world, monopolizing the entire world basically. By the year 2057, By and Large had already dominated the entire world and became the biggest power in human history. But because people started buying everything from By and Large, the company produced products more than ever, hence contaminating the entire planet to the point of making it completely uninhabitable. This is where the entire story of WALL-E comes in and takes place. So taking into account that the whole world is dominated by and Large at this point in the Pixar animated universe, and we also see a lot of references and names of By and Large in Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, we can certainly say that this was funded by and Large without a piece of doubt. This makes more sense because when we know that when the whole world became contaminated and uninhabitable, By and Large created an entire spaceship where humans could live and settle in other planets. So if you connect the dots, we get to the conclusion that this could be the beginning of the entire By and Large storyline, and then preceding the WALL-E universe. Right during the big montage where we see Buzz Lightyear going through all sorts of adventures in the movie, we see a scene where Buzz Lightyear is being followed by some sort of guards and he tries to hide from them in a rocket ship, like some sort of secret mission. This could be telling us that Buzz Lightyear would not only go to space for experimental reasons, but another type of mission. Because right after the scene, we see another where Buzz Lightyear is walking towards his rocket ship, and in the sides we see robots that at first sight don't look like anything surreal or weird. But if we take a closer look at them, they're almost identical to the Zurg bots that Buzz Lightyear comes across when he lands in the planet where Zurg's fortress is. Maybe Lightyear will be based on the real-life Buzz Lightyear trying to defeat the real-life Zurg in space. Because if we go to another scene, we see none other than real-life Zurg. And then we also see that it's being followed by some guards and being in trouble. So if you think about it and you line up all the lines, it's perfectly aligned that this is going to be the premise. Buzz Lightyear fighting with Zurg. One of the new characters that we see in the movie that we never saw before with the Buzz Lightyear toy is Socks, the cat of Buzz Lightyear. But in the movie, he won't only be his cat, but he will be the robotic assistant of Buzz Lightyear, basically like a real-life equivalent of Alexa. The story behind this cat will be a very interesting one because he will be accompanying Buzz Lightyear in all of his adventures throughout the universe and help him in all of his tasks. For now, we only know a little bit of him, and we will have to wait for the movie to see and know more about him. But Socks hides a very important secret that you probably didn't see. If you take a closer look at his appearance, he looks very similar to the cat that shows up in the Toy Story of Terror short released in 2013. Here we see a cat toy that looks very similar to Socks. Maybe the directors were inspired by the short to create Socks, who knows? Also, when Buzz Lightyear goes to grab Socks for the first time thinking that it's a non-moving object and he moves, he jumps off and makes a karate move that is the same move that we see when Buzz Lightyear meets Woody for the first time in Toy Story 1. If we compare the two scenes and we see them, it's very clear that the similarity is more than obvious. It's the same move, and like I said, we will be seeing the meaning behind so many moves and so many sayings that we see in Toy Story in Lightyear. Pixar's Lightyear will tell us the incredible tales and adventures of Lightyear, an astronaut who will go to the furthest extents to follow his dreams of being in space as the best astronaut ever. In the process, he will go through funny, emotional, and nervous moments that will make us live it like we were with him. Now, Lightyear is the movie about the real character that the Buzz Lightyear toy character in Toy Story was based on. Many people have theorized that this movie was actually going to be about the prior life of the toy, but it's not the case. Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story wasn't a generic toy without a storyline behind it. It was more like the typical celebrity toys you see in the supermarket. Toys that are actually based and represent a famous character that exists or existed in real life. Someone who made such an impact that they made toys with their faces. Well, this is the case with Lightyear. Due to his legendary tales that we will be seeing in the Pixar movie that's coming, they made a toy in his honor, which is the one we see in Toy Story. Here in this movie, we will know the meaning of all the words and all the things that Buzz Lightyear does and keeps saying in the movie, like infinity and beyond. Everything we know from Buzz Lightyear, we will know exactly what it means in this movie. Lightyear will come out on June the 17th of 2022, so prepare the popcorn because this movie is actually going to be amazing. And well, my guys, that's all the dose of DJ there is for today. I really hope you like this video and like all of this amazing secrets hidden in the Lightyear official trailer. If you like this video, guys, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one, my guys. Peace!